Gods and goddesses in training, welcome back to the channel. It is Uncle Makara. All relations. Today we're out in nature. I think it's about to rain, but whenever that happens, you already know it's going to be an incredible video. I'm 100% sure that your oversoul pulled you towards this video today. And if you find any synchronicities, just let me know in the comments, okay? Hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get started today. Today we're talking about quantum appreciation, okay? Now, I'm a positive psychologist. I'm also a counselor. I am a spiritual teacher. And I truly believe that quantum appreciation is very underlooked. So what is quantum appreciation? So quantum appreciation is being grateful in advance, okay? It means that, let's say that you want to change locations from your house and go to a new house. Quantum appreciation would be you already appreciate the fact that you moved and you're in that new place. So I don't want you to think of this as like delulu, right? It's not delusional. It is actually quantum shifting, right? Quantum reality. So quantum, in my vocabulary means it's instantaneous, okay? Now, there's a difference between an emotion that is very short-lived, maybe like 60 seconds. An emotion can come in like a wave, right, and affect you in a certain way, and then it changes, right? However, if you've also noticed, a feeling is a state that lasts a really, really long time, right? So this is why we need to also focus on feelings over just the facts of what is happening, okay? Now, once you get really, really clued in on this, you can start manifesting quite instantly, because once you have that in mind, that you're saying thank you for the things that aren't even there yet, that your physical eyes cannot see, but you feel the effervescence, the glow, the afterglow, right? The celebratory state of the moment of the wish fulfilled. And after that, that's when you start to really emanate and manifest, because you are maintaining your vibration, maintaining your state. You see, gratitude is a very high vibrational state, and it can also diffuse any lower valence negative emotional states, okay? So like guilt, shame, grief, all this stuff gets transmuted through saying thank you to it. So what if you felt sadness in a certain moment and you thanked your sadness, right? What if someone pissed you off and made you very angry and you started to thank them? You know what? Thank you. I now know my trigger, right? This attitude and understanding will get you to manifest so quickly. It's unbelievable. Another thing that I would say is make this a practice, not just a mood, right? You can shift moods throughout the day, okay? A lot of people do. Something bad happens, they start reacting. But I want you to start living in a more detached, non-reactive state, where you start to understand. Of course, you're still letting yourself feel the things, right, and the emotions. You're not suppressing it. You're expressing it out still, but it always goes back into that thankfulness, into that gratitude again. Most people think and talk gratitude, right? They virtue signal gratitude, but do they ever embody it, right? Do they actually feel it through their own beingness? And this is a big difference. Like, I could go on a gratitude walk right now, right? I'm grateful for these little water droplets that are hitting my skin. I'm grateful for those little birds making those little chatters. I'm grateful for the fact that the sun's coming out now and it's blazing on my caramel brown skin. I'm grateful for the fact that I can make this video and share this with you guys so that there's a vibration exchange. I'm grateful for the fact that every single day I keep getting better and better. You see what I'm saying? Now, this mentality, if you can carry this mentality with you, let me tell you, there's going to be an absolutely huge shift for you. Because once you really embody this, you'll start noticing you're like a magnet walking around. You're like an absolute magnet walking around, and people will notice, people will sense this, okay? And you'll start to feel more like you're in that main character glow, that main character energy. And it'll start to get you back into your centeredness again. You see, centeredness, as Osho says, is the sound from which enjoyment stems from. So once you get very centered and thankful, and you're living more from your heart space, not your mind, right? Your mind can start rambling and telling you a bunch of different things, right? And they can be lies too. But can your body ever lie to you? If you need to go to the bathroom, you know that, right? You don't need to think about it. You don't need to talk about it either. Miss, can I please go to the bathroom? You don't need to do that as an adult anymore, right? So you don't need to like announce it to the world that you're going to the bathroom. You just feel it. You just know it, right? So in a similar way, you want to understand that when you're manifesting, it's already there, right? It's effortless. It's bound to happen, right? This is just my life. So you kind of normalize the manifestations in a certain weird way, right? You try to kind of curtail it back down and understand that anytime you have your baseline strong, your baseline is like your default mode setting, right? What you naturally do, let's say that you're just chilling in a living room, right? Talking to your best friends for life. That attitude of you just chilling in a living room, what if you brought that same quality towards your interactions with strangers, towards, let's say you're giving a presentation for work, or you have to give a speech, or you have to give a lecture of some sort, right? In that moment, you can actually activate those things, right? And this is what quantum appreciation really means, is that you're thankful for it in advance. Even before the manifestation has happened, you understand that it's a part of your physiology, neurology, spirituality, all of it. Because it's bound to be, it's bound to happen, right? It's kind of a more advanced version of the law of attraction, if you think about it. Has this ever happened to you before? You're trying to have a conversation with someone, right? Maybe you're talking to them and someone else is interrupting over your conversation. But at the same time, you completely ignore that person. You still keep tuning into this person. And eventually that other person starts to fade away. They start to do something else, or they try some different tactic to try to get your attention, or they'll just move away, or they'll come back later, or something like this, right? Will happen. It's the same thing with when your inner critic is coming in, your doubtful, hesitant thoughts are coming in, right? Your unconscious programming from your traumas and so forth is coming in as a self-sabotaging voice. It's telling you that's not real. Quantum appreciation is bullshit. Why are you even watching this video? You already know this stuff, right? It's telling you all of this, but you have to understand it. You have to speak to it. You have to kind of understand this is like a bouncer of my subconscious, right? It's coming in as a security guard, like an Agent Smith, and I'm Neo. So it don't even matter, right? And that's how you have to think about this thing, especially if you're in the spiritual world and you're playing this human game with this spiritual tech, right? You got to understand this. It's such a game changer because you become the game you are changing, right? That's the thing. I think the biggest threat to these astral parasites, all this fear-based doctrine in society, is one thing. You are the creator of your own reality. And guess what? The creation is already done and finished. You've already got everything that you've deserved, that you wanted, and you're just basking in the afterglow of that. On your throne, the kingdom of heaven is within, and I might as well set up shop there, right? And live from that frequency, from that energy, to really crystallize and help me understand my divinity and royalty that transcends this mere mortal flesh-like system. I might get wrinkles, but that's because I'm wrinkling myself outside of my soul eventually as I grow older. There's a beautiful thing about the passage of time, but if you get so attached to time, you're not going to feel this timelessness or this flow state pocket. You're constantly going to be like, oh, at 4:45 I have to do this, and you immediately start rushing. Rushing won't get you there any faster. Slow down to speed up, slowly to go faster, right? And this is a really, really big key here, guys, because I've lived in the opposite mentality too, of being completely ungrateful, right? I've been in that mentality too. It was like, I take everything for granted, kind of living a bit entitled, right? And it kind of like stop steering my vision, right? I stopped becoming the creator. But the moment I started to understand I'm the creator again, that's when the positivity started to ripple. That's when it started to take control, right? That you actually are a god or a goddess in training. That you just forgotten the spiritual amnesia of this world reminds you that you are not that. Of course, you cannot be that. You're being blasphemous. How dare you call yourself a god? I'm not saying I'm the god. I'm saying I'm a god, right? And so are you. And that's the thing. Once you understand this, it really will start to ripple into every area of your life. I am the flow state. Everything that I create serves me. Every time that I tap into the zone, it serves me. It's beneficial for me. It's helpful to me. Even if it seems negative on the surface, there's a positive outcome at the end of that negativity, right? And so this is the way I think about it, and this is the way it's kind of like backwards rationalizing, right? This understanding that everything is already done, right? If the creation is finished, if the flow state is complete, I don't need to worry. I don't need to stress. I just need to enjoy. I just need to be, right? And this energy of beingness, this is what all the sages, the masters, the rishis, the ascended masters, all of them speak from this I am presence. They understand this, right? And so why not walk with that I am presence in your heart, in your mind, in complete coherence? In complete coherence, meaning understanding, right? When something is coherent, you understand it better. It clicks, it clarifies things. And that's when you feel centered. That's when you feel aligned, okay? All these words are interchangeable. Aligned, centered, okay? Connected, okay? All of these words that we use, they're all interchangeable. But the way I think about it is, are you disconnected from yourself, or are you starting to connect with yourself again? Because that's where gratitude lives, right? In the moments that are passing. And it can only be accessed through the now. How can you be grateful of something in the past? Of course, you can access the past and be grateful for things in your past. But I'm saying be grateful for the things in your future. Momento futurum, remember the future, as my spirit guide Yanu says, right? So that's the thing. You got to remember your future. You got to understand you're creating every time, right? It's not like you work hard at manifesting. No, you're manifesting all the time. It's just you need your focus and your feelings to merge and shift together. And once your focus and your feelings start to become best friends, that's when the whole game starts shifting for you. That's when the curtains start rising, right? And you start actually getting like, holy crap, right? I'm in this simulation right now. This is absolutely fantastic, right? It becomes unbelievable, right? Undeniable. And once you can live in this undeniability, right? We're not here to fit in. We're not here to be understood. We're not here to try to, bypass using spirituality. We are here to be undeniable. How can you ignore I am presence? Can you ever treat I am presence like someone who's so present, so much aura, walks into a room? Can we ever ignore that person? We cannot. That's not possible. So stop trying to be low key when you have all this Kundalini Shakti flowing through your system 24/7, right? That's why it's hard for you to sleep sometimes. You have too much Kundalini. It is what it is, okay? But that's a blessing in disguise. You understand that. I understand on the nights where I'm like, I can't really sleep that well. I know there's some like little piece of research that I need to do, or I need to do some push-ups, or I need to do something, right? To shift out of this energy into a better energy. One that helps me to thrive, one that helps me to grow, one that doesn't pull me backwards, right? Because if I start second guessing every single step that I'm taking, I'm not going to be able to truly traverse through the matrix. I'm not going to be able to understand how to move forward, right? And that's the thing. I'm shifting on Tao, on source, right? To be resourceful, meaning going back to source again, okay? Going back to source again, and that's the energy, that's the energetics of this thing, to understand it better, okay? So get this concept today, guys, quantum appreciation. I hope you get it. I hope you have an incredible rest of your day. May the flow be with you. I gotta get going. Much love. Peace. Upward spiral gang. May we never be the same again. Us.